Salutations, you're in the Beat Sessions. I'm your host, Mitchell Weary. Classic rock bands with new records seems to be the theme of the week, so we're going to roll with that, talk about the Doobie Brothers and their new record, Liberte, and they released that on October 1st. This is studio album number 15 from the band, follows 2014 Southbound, and the Doobie Brothers are currently out on tour celebrating their 50th anniversary. Pretty remarkable feat there. I think this was actually supposed to happen last year. I know the anniversary was last year, but we all know what happened there. I just want to say that I appreciate the Doobie Brothers for making this tour happen, though. I'm really excited about it. They're going to be in Phoenix in a couple of weeks. Tom Johnston, Patrick Simmons, they're still as the major driving creative force after 50 years with this band. Patrick's actually the only member of the Doobie Brothers that has played on all 15 of their albums. Pretty remarkable feat there. And Tom, founding member of the band, lead vocalist, major creative force there, left in '76. Michael McDonald had stepped in at that point and was doing some backing vocals there, but he takes over, Tom steps back, and Michael McDonald's actually going to be on tour with these guys as well. I think it's really cool that they hit him up. Tom and Pat were like, yo, Mike, we need someone to sing songs from Minute by Minute and taking it to the street. And Mike's like, yeah, I'm going to be right there. I know it's a contentious subject for some. I know there are some people that I've spoken to that do not appreciate the Michael McDonald era of the Doobie Brothers, and to each their own. I completely understand that. But I think it speaks volumes to just what this band has done over the years. I mean, their sound has always changed and always evolved, and they've always been experimenting with things. And even early on in their career, you listen to their music, and I would say all of their music is grounded in rock and roll. Like, that is the major sound that you're hearing. But early stuff, I definitely get this country rock vibe, this kind of Southern California rock and roll style that the Eagles were working with, that Fleetwood Mac was working with. You know, but they're incorporating country, funk, you know, lots of other different things into their early sound. Michael McDonald comes along. They incorporate more of a soul element into their music, which I dig. I think it's groovy. It's different from the early stuff, and I could see how if you got into the band early on, how you'd be put off by this. But again, you know, their sound has continued to change over the years, no matter what they're playing with. And this new record, I would say Liberte, while it still is, again, it's a Doobie Brothers record, so it's grounded in rock, but the biggest influence on this record is country music. And I'm really enjoying this record for that reason. The other thing that I love about the Doobie Brothers, and I guess it's just what keeps a band like them together after 50 years. ZZ Top, the Stones, I mean, I know that those bands have experienced some losses recently, some major losses, but you know, these were bands that stuck together for decades and decades. And there's a certain elan. If we're going to talk about French, there's a certain spirit that I think just makes the Doobie Brothers so captivating. I don't think there's anything super crazy, super experimental about what's going on Liberte as far as the sound, the song structure, everything that's happening. But there's just this spirit, this feeling of just sharing in the fun that these guys are having making music 50 years later. And it's just really cool. I really dig it. And I think a lot of these songs are going to work in really nicely with all those classic hits that you're going to want to hear if you go to see them live on this tour. So we're going to get into it. Oh, Mexico starts this thing off. You get that country rock feel right off the bat, very up-tempo. And I think I'm liking this record because most of it is very up-tempo. It's just got this great spirit and great vibe that carries it for 43 minutes. It's really just solid runtime and 12 tracks. Your second song, Better Days, maintains that upbeat tempo. It's got a great riff that carries the song. It's just really excellently done. And you talk about, you know, Pat and Tom and their songwriting abilities. And, you know, Better Days it's so evocative. The music just brilliantly captures this feeling that I think all of us have when we reflect on, you know, better days in the past. There's this sense of nostalgia, this sense of loss, this sense of wanting those days back. But it's, you know, it's hard not to reflect on them fondly. It's hard not to smile. It's hard not to cherish those memories. And that dichotomy of emotions, you can just feel it in the music on this song. And I think it's just really well done and a very impressive example of why the Doobie Brothers are the Doobie Brothers. Don't Ya Mess With Me is your third track, keeping with that country rock theme, but we got more of this attitude, like, think of like Stranglehold, Ted Nugent, that type of just kind of like, just gritty vibe. I absolutely love the track for that reason. Cannonball is your fourth song. This song is interesting. You talk about the Doobies and their influences and the way that they play with sounds. It's got this gentle acoustic opener. This song sounds like the band was listening to One Republic, honestly. There's this, you know, this classic country feel that I get in the song, but it's also very contemporary too. It's interesting. I'm still trying to like decide on whether I mean, I like the song, but I'm still on the fence of whether or not it fits in with this album and if I'm really that big a fan of it, because I really like a lot of these other songs, including The American Dream. That's just straight up country. It really just digging the feel on that song. Shine Your Light is your 7th track, probably the best song on the album. Honestly, it's just simple and solid, though. Just a great rock song. It's just got a great feel, and it's incorporating so many of these different elements that we've talked about the Doobie Brothers experimenting with and working with in their songwriting over the years. We Are More Than Love is probably the weak moment on the record, I would say. It's got this yacht rock feel that, while that's a sound that the band is comfortable with and that I know is played with over the years, on this particular record, considering how dominant the country feel is, that song just kind of seems out of place. But closing out really strong with the track Easy, it picks up the energy of the record again and leads into Just Can't Do This Alone, which, I mean, you get this feel of old Doobie Brothers in this song. Honestly, the opening riff sounds like Listen to the Music a little bit. You just got that like breezy country acoustic kind of rock riff. But the whole track is just really well done, incorporates a number of excellent elements. Penultimate track, Good Thing, great track. And then Amen Old Friend is a nice way to close this thing out. Certainly speaking to all those band members and all those other fellow musicians that they've played with, worked with over the years that are no longer with us. And I'm sure that those people would want nothing more than for these guys to keep on rocking, keep doing their thing, and keeping that spirit alive. And they're doing it with this record. I'm going to vinyl please Liberte. And I hope you enjoy listening to this record. Hope you find this review helpful. Please like and share this video. Subscribe to the channel. Stay tuned for more album reviews this week. We'll see you next time on the Beat Sessions.